Okay, YouTubers, I'm back. I decided to come back and show you the last 2 rows before I do the bind off. So let me show you this stitch again. From the right needle, in between the 2 stitches, left to right, the needles are crisscross. Take your working strand of yarn, behind, around, down through the middle, hold it tight, slip the right needle through the loop on the left, and then slip the left loop off and you transfer the stitch. Let's do that again. You take your right needle between the 2 stitches from the left to the right, take the yarn around, down through the middle, put your needle through the loop and off. So that is 2 stitches. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16. We switch hands. Your working yarn needle on your left, empty needle on the right. And again, in between 2 stitches, insert the right hand needle from the left, behind, left to the right. Needles are crisscross, yarn behind, up, over, down, pull it tight. Slip the right needle with the stitch on it. Make sure you have to hold tight the working yarn, and slip it through the loop on the left, and then slip the left loop off. Let's slow it down so you can see. And this is my 26th row, and this is called the knit, and you're doing the whole thing is called garter stitch. So let me get to the end, and then I will show you how to bind off the stitches, or it can be called cast off stitches, but more than likely it's going to be, you're going to see it as bind off the stitches. Okay, do the last 2 stitches here. Okay, now I'm going to switch the yarn. You always switch back and forth the needles. So now what you want to do is you knit the first stitch as you would, and transfer it to the right hook. You knit the second stitch as you would. But now what you want to do is you take your left needle, insert it from left to right into the first stitch, so it's from left to right. You hold your working yarn, because now it's your second stitch, your working yarn. Your loose yarn, hold it tight, lift the stitch up over the second stitch and pull your second stitch through your first stitch, and then pull your first stitch off. Now you have just your one working yarn on here. Do the same thing again. Left to right, bring the yarn up, over, down, in between. You knit the stitch, you pull it off, you take your left needle, insert it into your first stitch from left to right. You hold your working yarn tight so you don't slip off. Lift up, over, and pull your right needle down through your loop of your second stitch, and then pull your second stitch off the left needle. And that's called bind off. But you always have to knit your 1 stitch. Initially you knit the first 2 stitches, and then you're just knitting 1 stitch and pulling your first stitch or your last stitch, whichever you want to look at it, on your right needle up over the stitch that you just made, which would be your working yarn, and then you slip it off so you have it on here. So that's how you bind off. I'm sorry about that, ladies. My cat just pushed open the door and came into the room, and now he's eating. If you hear that crunch noise in the background, it's my cat. Just ignore it. So, and that's how you bind off. I'll slow it down here on the next stitch and show you. You take your right needle, and in between the two stitches, left to right, wrap around as if you were knitting the stitch, slip it off as if you're knitting, so now you have two on the right. Take the first stitch, lift your left needle from the left to the right, insert it in, lift it up, over, slide your right needle through so you can see it like this. Now you have the stitches like this. You take this left loop on this and you just slide the needle off. And that is what it looks like. You're binding off the stitches so it doesn't come unraveled. So let me finish this, then I'll show you where the tapestry needle comes in, and you just use the tapestry needle to weave in these cut tails that you have. So let me finish this off. 3 more to bind off. 1, actually I had 4 to bind off. 2, 3, and 4. Now you're left with the empty needle. You just take this needle, insert it into your first stitch, up, over, and pull it through, and then now you have just your one stitch. Take your scissors, cut the yarn, and pull up a loop, slip your needle off. But this is what I do. I put my finger through, and then I pull the yarn through the loop and pull tight. And there you have it. Now you have your own dishcloth. Now I take the tapestry needle, I thread it through, and you just, the only thing that you're doing with is the ends here is you're just going to weave it in. So, because sometimes, if you cut it, it cuts too short and then everything comes unraveled. Okay, ladies, now it's threaded. Now what you want to do is you just want to weave down through. Being too noisy. Thread the needle, you do the same thing, run it down through the side, a couple of stitches, pull it through, tighten it, straighten it back up, then you cut the yarn, and there you go. Now you made your own knitted dishcloth. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Please rate, comment, and subscribe. And send me an email if you have any questions, need clarify, or want me to do another video. Just let me know. Thank you, ladies, for watching.